Oh, good day guys. So, welcome to the channel and welcome to something a little bit different. These are all parts for my little Daihatsu Handi van 2000 model. So what we're going to do today is replace the low control arms, sway bar bushes and all the shift, particularly this one, the shifting lever bushes. Shouldn't be a big deal, except this one up here we have to grind off, and also the power steering rack bushes as well. So they're the rack bushes, left and right, sway bar bushes. These go here for the low control arm, and then I've got a heap of O-rings and bushes and bolts, and hopefully we can get rid of all the play out of the suspension and get it good. Something you won't see very often is a Daihatsu cuore or Handi van without a oil leak. Not a single oil leak anywhere, which is awesome. And this car is going to get dry ice blasted as probably next month or so, and clean it up, get it looking good. Anyway, I'll update as we go. Okay, so we're done. First part. So it's sway bar off. So they're the old links. These are a little bit fiddly to get out. As you can see, that's totally rooted. So the next thing to do is separate this and put the new arms on. And we should be right. So that's 50% done. Getting there. Okay. So we've got the new arms on, and just sit them up in here, and hopefully it won't take too long, and then we can start on the steering mount brackets, because they'll take a little bit of work. Of course it's not easy, but ow, hit my head on a hammer. Now this here, I had to remove the sway bar because I couldn't get this bolt started, and it's a blind, as in captured bolt. I had to put it through, it started, got this through, but now I've got to compress it because I can't get the nut on there. Don't know if you can see it. This side's in, and everything's just loose at the moment. But the main thing under here, this guy, this bolt just undoes, but for reasons unknown to Daihatsu, they have riveted this bolt, or this shaft. So what I've got to do is grind it off so I can replace the bushes, because it's, as you can see, loose. These are all up here. They're easy enough to replace. Now they're actually the same thing. They're ground. But they're not worn. They're not worn out. They're okay. The wear is these two here, where it goes in with the gearbox. So I hope that's not too thing out. Now this is the other problem this car has. This bush is shagged. Oops. This bush is shagged, and what happens, the steering rack is moving. I don't know if you can see the shiny spot in here, but the steering rack is moving left and right as you steer, so the steering goes off center. The wheel alignment side is good, although now I've got this all replaced, I've got to get a wheel alignment, but should be okay. We'll do that, but the next thing is to try and get this stupid bolt started. and the rest will be good. Nice dry little engine, but yeah, should be not too much longer. Then we can, I might take this off, this bar here, take that off, and that'll get me access to here, and gently grind that, and pull that out, drop this off, clean it up, put in new bushes, and we should have a gear lever that doesn't flop around like an old Volkswagen. So next step is finish the front, and then we'll get into the sway bar bush. Here I am, lying under a bloody motor car. Did this for 18 years, well, a bit less than that, but I was in the trade for 18 years. Anyway, this guy and this guy I have to undo, because these bolts I can get at, but I don't know if this will show. This one I can get at, but the top one I have to come in from behind here. And the only way to do that is to drop this down. So we undo here, undo there. This will drop and relax sort of to here. Then we undo this and replace the bushes, and that part's done. So it shouldn't take too long to do that, and that's the worst part. And then we attack this little guy here. Once that's done, I'll have to put a jack under here and lift it up without lifting it off here, just to lift it up a bit, then tighten everything, same that side, and that'll be done. These have to be done right till they close up together. Sway bar's not a problem, but yeah, getting there. I need this car finished because where am I here? I need this car finished because the ISF is coming off the road next week, probably Monday, and we're going to play with the inlet manifold. That could be interesting. It's probably going to take a week or two to fiddle around with that. But so I need this car finished and done, so that has to be done today. So on to the next stage. Okay, so we've got the rack loose. I've had to drop this down. That loose. I don't know if you can see it. There we go, loose. So I had to do the whole. If I turn it this way, will it work? Yeah, I don't know. So I had to unhook the yoke, the steering yoke, up under the dash, so I could drop the rack. The rack is now loose, sitting there. Trying to get this off, and it's hitting the power steering pipes. I don't want to undo those because it causes a mess, so I might just gently bend a little bit. And this is a pain in the ass. I should have done this the first time, but the rack was good, like the car that it came out of, but now I've disturbed it. Anyway, it's fun and games playing for motor cars. But yeah, here we go. All the ISF out the front. And tired 55-year-old man under the car. There you go. Okay. I just smacked my head on the jack. Anyway, here is a new one. Here's the old one. So that's why it's moving backwards and forwards. So now I've got to be careful putting this on, make sure it's seated correctly, and that will hold the rack. It's nice and dry too, so there's no issues with the oil. And I really hurt my head. Hope I'm not bleeding. Anyway, it's all good. So I don't know if you can see me, but Hello, we've got this bloody thing done. I don't know if you can see it, but up in here there's a bolt, and it's around here somewhere. Anyway, it fell down inside the frame, and I had a magnet, and the magnet got it out, so I stuffed it full of paper. That's the top rack bolt. This one is done. This is easy, and crap. The rubber looks much better. So this is really solid. It doesn't move now. So now we got a bolt here, jack, bolt there, jack. There's the jack that smacked my head. Alright, so I'm going to do that now, and we'll come back and do up these big bolts. Hopefully it goes good. Turn this on. Alrighty. Not very bright. Come on, get bright. Far out. So steering wheel centre, and what we've got to do is in there do this. I don't know if this is even going to show up. Is it? It's very dull. Right. Steering centre. Oh, it's done. Okay. Oops. I should get a proper workshop light. Alright, steering is on the centre. Okay, so see in there. So I've got two bolts to do up, and hopefully I haven't damaged anything, and hopefully we can get this thing up and running. This is pretty well done, except for the gear shift. See the gear shift? Hold on. See, it's flopping around like a old Volkswagen. So anyway, we will endeavour to get this finished. So in there we have get this with one hand. Okay. Yeah, I could. There you go. It's going to focus on it. And the other one up in the top corner. Do this. And this is the seal to the outside weld, and that stops it leaking, apparently. So what a mess. Sorry guys, this is terrible. Alright. Do that. Do that. Do that. And then all this crap just somehow comes back. Into there, like so. supposed to be a thing up here, but I've got one to stop all this falling down, end up there. But stuffed with mushrooms. That is it with the yellow light. So the next thing is the gear shift. Okay, so I'll just try and swing this around. Up here was this little guy here, and I had to grind the head off the bolt, and now we've got a bare I'm tired, bare hole, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, the good thing is this is the old one, ground off. This is a new one, which is a bolt. So what I'll do, new bush, it is a little bit longer, but I'll just put a couple of washers in it, and that'll space it up. But that will get rid of all the play. These are the old bushes, and they're loose and worn out, particularly that one. That one's very worn out. So see how we go. Give it a clean up, and back to you. Okay, I think we've done it. So just going to have a look at the gear shift, see how that does. And hang on. Okay, gear shift. There's a little bit there, I don't know where that is. I think that's up here, this end. A lot better. We'll continue investigating. Oh, g'day, and we've done it. It's all done. The little beastie. So there it is. I'll take it for a drive tonight, get some petrol or something. But before I do that, I'm going to sneak off in this thing and do some 0 to 60s and 0 to 100s in real world. See how we go. So that will be either before or after this video. Not sure. Anyway, catch up.